All right, going with our top story, Rahul Gandhi has done it again. You've seen it. And after days, he, of course, insulted India, the Senghor also, and demeaning the Hindu traditions. Now he has openly backed Vivek Raghuvanshi, the journalist who's accused of espionage. When asked a question on Vivek Raghuvanshi's arrest, Rahul Gandhi responded by saying that there is freedom of speech issue in India. Take a listen in.
Let me ask you about press freedom, very important issue for us all. I should, full disclosure, my colleague, Vivek Raghuvanshi, was arrested several weeks ago and charged with, and accused of espionage. He's an Indian citizen. And what does that, he's been working for my company for more than 30 years. And as a journalist. And I wanted to ask you what that says about the state of press freedom in India when someone, can be just accused of, even after, if someone with such a reputation can be accused in such a cavalier manner.
No, I think the fact that there is a weakening of press freedoms, this is not hidden. I mean, everybody knows it. It's apparent in India. The rest of the world can see it. And I think press freedom is very, very critical for a democracy. I mean, one should be open to criticism, and one should listen to criticism. I mean, that's the feedback loop that builds democracies. And definitely, there is a weakening of press freedom. I mean, and it's not just press freedom. It's on multiple axes. On multiple axes, there is a clampdown on the institutional framework that allowed India to talk, that allowed the Indian people to negotiate. I view India as a negotiation between its people, between different languages, different cultures, different histories. Mm-hmm. And the architecture that Mahatma Gandhi set up was to allow that negotiation to be carried out fairly and freely. And that structure that allows the negotiation between India's people is coming under pressure. I mean, this is a question you should ask Mr. Modi.
All right, so you heard what Rahul Gandhi had to say, and now our senior executive editor Abhishek Kapoor joins us on the phone line for more. Abhishek, you heard what Rahul Gandhi said. In fact, we are hearing days after day. He makes some or the other, frivolous statements, and now he has gone to the extent of, in fact, batting for an alleged spy. This is a very sensitive issue, and now he has commented outside India on that as well, and he's bringing in the freedom of press here.
Well, Rakshita, so we have seen Rahul Gandhi address all these events in the United States, and everywhere there is some faux pas or the other being committed, or some issue with the organizers. For example, at some places there has been connection with the George Soros Foundation, or a link with George Soros. At other places there have been connections with the Pakistani Jamaat-e-Islami, which is different from Indian Jamaat-e-Islami, and even some ISI, some people associated with ISI or backed by ISI finding some role in organizing those events. So it's really unfortunate, and that backdrop for Rahul Gandhi that day at the National Press Club of Washington, D.C., to be overlooking absolutely the fact that Vivek Raghuvanshi is someone who's under investigation, who's been arrested by the CBI, and which has happened after due diligence, which has happened after investigation, which has happened after raids being carried out at 12 places in multiple locations across Delhi, Jaipur, and Uttar Pradesh, and that some incriminating material has also been found in possession of Vivek Raghuvanshi, which goes beyond his brief as a journalist. So obviously, there are some documents which under Official Secrets Act are not supposed to be shared. So it's possible that Vivek Raghuvanshi got them as a journalist from some source, but that source actually is not supposed to share those documents with him. So what kind of relationship existed where a source is leaking the information which that person is not supposed to let out? So that investigation is on pending, which based on the fact that those documents were found in possession of Vivek Raghuvanshi, and that's why he has been arrested. For Rahul Gandhi to be overlooking these facts and from foreign soil, to be using that as an instance or example, or agreeing with the host for this to be an example of weakening of press freedom in India is really unfortunate, and that's why this story is gaining traction. We have seen responses coming in, Rakshita, and you can expect that over the next few hours, you are going to see this really snowballing into a major controversy with Rahul Gandhi. Again, not the first time, of course. We saw how similarly in his last visit abroad, for example, in United Kingdom, in London, he made comments which were which sought to sort of present India in a certain light, which many perhaps do not agree. More importantly, we have seen the example of External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar. When he was asked to comment on Rahul Gandhi yesterday in Africa, he said, no, let me get back home, and then I will comment on domestic politics. This is not the place from where I comment on what's happening in India. This is foreign policy issue. So for Rahul Gandhi to be making this kind of comment really makes him look like a little irresponsible, doing that from foreign soil. As I said, Vivek Raghuvanshi is someone who's under investigation. He's been arrested by the CBI. He was arrested by the CBI based on whatever material they found on him, and investigation is going on. So for Rahul Gandhi to be completely overlooking that fact while he uses this example of Vivek Raghuvanshi as one which indicates towards weakening of press freedom in India is really unfortunate. As I said, we are seeing reactions coming in, and this might really snowball into a major controversy as Rahul Gandhi's visit in the United States goes on.
Right, Abhishek. All right. Thank you so much for joining us with all those details and inputs on that significant development. Rahul Gandhi, remember, viewers, he's back at it. Now he is backing an alleged spy, a journalist who was accused of espionage. And that, of course, is the big news that we are tracking.